everyone, welcome or welcome back to Crystal Strand Tarot. I'm so glad that you joined me today. So for today's topic, we're going to be asking Spirit what you're manifesting into your life next. And we'll have 3 piles to choose from. The first pile has the You're a Star sticker. Pile number 2 has the Llama sticker. Whoops. And then pile number 3 has the penguin with a, I don't know what that is, a cat umbrella sticker. So take a deep breath and go with the pile that draws your eyes the most. And I'll see you there. Welcome, pile 1. If you chose the You're a Star sticker, you're in the right pile. Let me put it over here. Okay. So for today's topic, what are you manifesting next into your life? I did pull cards ahead of time to represent the energy. So these 2 cards, this top one is your current energy. So it's sort of like an energy check of where your current energies are at in your life right now. And we received the Inner Strength card for that. And then for this next card, the intention was to show the energies of what you're manifesting into your life. And you received the Good News card. And then from this Alchemy of the Spirit Oracle deck, I pulled another card also to represent the overall energies of what you're manifesting into your life. And you received the Tigress card, card number 27. Let me make sure you can see that. Okay. Let me move this up a little bit actually. So for current energies, inner strength, this does make me think of someone that is creating roots to stand their ground. It's giving me the 7 of Wands energy, and in that tarot card, for the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's a person with their staff in a defensive position or posture, defending themselves against a line of 6 other staves or staffs, pretty much setting boundaries. So I'm getting the energy of someone that has recently been setting boundaries in their life to protect themselves from something maybe that was draining you. I want to say like an energy vampire, or maybe not to the extent of a toxic relationship, or just someone or something or situation that has been feeling entitled to your energy, is the sense I'm getting. And you've had to build up inner strength in order to guard yourself against those people or those situations where you may have been getting taken advantage of. If that sounds like your current energies, then please feel free to stick around for the rest of the reading. If not, or you're unsure, you can always check out the other 2 piles to see if those energies match more. So for this next part is, I asked Spirit what is the overall energies of what you're manifesting. And I love that you got the Good News card, because in this Inner Strength card, it does feel like someone waiting for something to happen. Like you're standing there and you're not waiting to be rescued, but it's like you're standing your ground because you know at a certain point the tides are going to turn in your favor. And what you're manifesting into your life is that good news that you've been waiting for, that you've built yourself up strong enough to wait for. Because maybe a previous version of you would have, given up or given in. But instead, this time you decided enough was enough, and you were going to wait for what you deserved or the outcome that you deserved. And this, I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if you can see it. But it makes me think of a dragonfly. Or maybe a fairy. It just feels somewhat magical. Like this, like your spirit team or angels are the ones bringing you the good news, and the person here is waiting to receive those news. And then you see the sunrise, so it's like a feeling of hope after maybe a long, dark night of the soul. That's what I'm getting from those two cards. And then with the Tigress card, and the Tigress is standing on top of a crescent moon. It's giving me the sense that you are someone that has conquered your emotions, like the Strength card. And then the 27 adding up to 9 being close to the end of a cycle, the culmination of all of that hard work, maybe almost the 9 of Wands energy, like putting in that hard work, building and maintaining that strength in order to make it to that end goal that you were waiting for. I do want to read from the Alchemy of the Spirit book for the Tigress card. So let's go ahead and look. Okay. The Tigress, spirit of kindness. Extend your heart to the world around you. It requires a lot of strength to remain kind in a world where your heart could easily be broken. This is why kindness is not only an act of love, but an act of courage. I love that even within the first couple of sentences, it's talking about this inner strength and maybe even, kind of maintaining your spark, maintaining your light, despite the heavy energies around you. So maintaining that feeling of faith and hope that everything's going to be just fine, because your intuition and your spirit team were telling you that it was going to be fine. And you chose to trust in that. Okay, so imagine a tigress in the wilderness capable of giving her own life to keep her cubs safe if necessary. Capable of protecting, feeding, and nurturing them until they can stand on their own. As Andy Stanley says, kindness is loaning someone your strength instead of reminding them of their weakness. Today, the spirit of the tigress wants to remind you of your immense heart, capable of loving deeply and fearlessly and willing to share it with the world. It is by being open, generous, and considerate that your heart expands and doors will open up for you, because the universe will mirror that loving energy into your life. Through your kind heart, you are capable of nurturing and bringing prosperity to everyone around you. But make sure you also take care of yourself. As someone who enjoys giving a lot, you might put yourself last. Make sure you are also giving energy to your own dreams. Remember, you can be kind and generous while having strong boundaries. With this card in balance, it's about being kind, being generous, helping others, and having strong boundaries. There we go, with the strong boundaries again. Out of balance, giving more than you can, lacking boundaries, feeling drained, being inconsiderate. I think this definitely confirms or validates the messages or energies I was getting from the first couple of cards. about you maybe feeling like you were being taken advantage of by those around you. And then maybe standing your ground has led to issues of maybe people getting upset with those new boundaries that they're not used to, or you being in a situation where you feel like it's you against the world in a sense. Like you've been through a long battle and you knew that once the sun came up in the next day that good news was going to come, that things were going to turn around for you, that the tide was going to turn. And Spirit is wanting to tell you that you're right. Like, you put in the good karma, remaining in the light, being kind, being giving, and then realizing, not to give to the point of draining yourself, that you've found this balance and this strength to both give to yourself, love yourself, and then in return also be kind and giving to others, and not being tainted or, I don't want to say scarred, but kind of like letting things turn you into something that you never wanted to be, like resentful or bitter, those kind of feelings. I think even despite all of that, you have protected the good within you, and because of that, because of maintaining the goodness within you, the light within you, the hope within you, you are manifesting exactly what you've been wanting, the good news, the victory that you've been looking for. So I'm going to pull from Tarot to get some extra messages of what you're manifesting into your life. So I'll be using a tarot deck. It looks like this. I have to shuffle it a few times. Okay. Spirit, please help me tap in to Power's energy. Allow me to bring them clear healing messages for their highest good and to help them align with their highest timeline. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so I'm going to pull a few cards. Spirit, what is Pile 1 manifesting into your life? Can you give us more details? We have the Devil in reverse. What is Pile 1 manifesting into their life? What is that? The King of Swords in reverse. Temperance, upright. What's Pile 1 manifesting into their life? That danced off my hand. The Hierophant, reversed. I'm gonna take the top. Oh, that's too many. I'll just take the top. Ah! Okay. I guess this one wanted to come out too. So we'll keep both. We have the Three of Cups upright and King of Pentacles reversed. Let's put these two together. Okay, when I was pulling these cards, actually, sorry, bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. I keep forgetting to do that. I am getting the feeling with Temperance in the middle. Well, the feeling I'm getting from this is that it's about shedding the expectations that have been placed upon you. And I'm getting that because of the Hierophant in reverse, the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles in reverse. So it's giving me the feeling of like you had to play a role in this previous energy that you've been healing through. And it went against your authentic self. So with the Devil here, it's kind of giving me the feeling of like breaking the chains of the things and people in your life and situations in your life that were not healthy for you and not indicative of your higher self or your authentic self. And then with this Temperance card, it says keywords down here is patience, restraint, also perspective are the words that are standing out. So what you're manifesting is a space for you to be able to bring in more of yourself into your life. And perhaps it does mean shedding also the relationships, the job, the people that were holding you back from being able to do that. And I love that the Knight of Wands is here with the Four of Cups, Queen of Wands in reverse. And maybe you had been on the fence about making this change for a while because you were scared of what you had to let go of, and you weren't able to see the opportunity in front of you because of the fear. So it had you stuck. You felt stuck. But with this being underneath the Knight of Wands, about forward movement, passionate forward movement, someone that goes on adventures, that is spontaneous, it says here, passionate. Feels like this old energy of tradition, expectations is being shed. And then with this King of Pentacles, same thing. I'm getting this feeling of it just being stuffy. Like the life you led before was suffocating, and being this being paired with the Three of Cups, which is such an opposite energy, from, focused on the material and stability and making enough money, having a good career and buying a house, the typical things that society tells you are the most important things. And instead, coming out of that, pulling yourself out of those expectations that you had set upon yourself and switching it to a life that is focused on emotions, on like a heart-centered experience. And Three of Cups is traditionally about celebration, friendships, someone that's enjoying their life and enjoying the relationships in their lives and having fun. It just feels like going from stuffy to fun. And I feel like the good news is that this is going to quickly transform for you. Like you're in a place where, with Temperance in the middle as the central energy, feels like you're on the tipping point. It's like you're almost there. You've managed to climb up this very difficult mountain, and you're very close to the top, and then you're where you want to be. So keep going. So we're going to pull a couple of cards from this Moon Witch Oracle cards deck. Actually, I need to shuffle it a couple of times to get some final guidance from Spirit about what you're manifesting. You've put in the hard work. It just feels like you deserve this, and for your good karma, you're being rewarded. This opportunity to shift your focus to things that ignite your soul, that bring you happiness. You don't have to continue to tie yourself down to the expectations set by others or by situations. And the roots, it's almost like maybe replanting yourself in an environment that better suits you. It's almost as if like these roots are like coming out of the ground, and the tree wants to just walk away and move to a different spot because this spot no longer serves it. I feel like that applies to your life as well. Okay, Spirit, what final guidance or advice do you have for pile 1 to help them manifest what they're envisioning? Oh, let me cover this. I'm gonna use a penny. That's what I have accessible to me. So we have Crescent Moon. Keep moving forward. You got this. So that couldn't be more appropriate for this. Okay, one more card, Spirit. What final guidance do you have for pile 1? We have True North. Stay true to yourself. This is such a beautiful deck. I think that is really a great summation of you've been doing what you need to do, and it is taking you exactly where you want to go in your life. You're manifesting this because what you've done up to this point, you've put in the hard work. You're on the right path. So all you need to do is just keep moving forward on this path that you're on. You've got this. And then this staying true to yourself, I think this is Spirit acknowledging that you have, because you've stayed true to yourself, because you've continued to be kind and helpful, and you haven't become jaded because of the experiences that you've gone through. The lessons that you've learned is leading you to this manifestation. So keep going. I wish you the best of luck. I hope this reading was able to bring you some validation or confirmation for you, some comfort. Please feel free to like and subscribe, leave comments, feedback on other readings that you like to see and things like that. I really want to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome to pile 2. If you chose this Llama sticker, then you're in the right place. Welcome to pile 2. So I did already pre-pull 3 cards from 2 different decks. These 2 cards, the top one, intention was for it to represent your current energies that you're in right now. And you received the happiness card. Then the second card was to represent the energy of what you're manifesting into your life next. And you received the hopeful card. And then for this card from the Alchemy of the Spirit Oracle, you received the Seashore card, card number 18. And this card was also pulled to represent the overall themes or energies of what you're manifesting into your life. So I wanted to treat this as an energy check for you. So regarding your current energies, happiness, actually I feel like this, all 3 cards combined are really very hopeful or optimistic regarding your future. I just get a very light and happy feeling. I know, I mean, it says happiness here, but just that overall feeling of everything's gonna be okay. And so for the energies that you're currently sitting in, I think for this happiness card, I'm getting the sense that, I mean, yes, perhaps right now you are very happy, but I think it's more of not that everything in your life is going perfectly, more that you've made happiness a choice, that you've worked on cultivating inner contentment, inner fulfillment, inner happiness in your everyday life, despite whatever may be going on around you. And I love how it is representing these flowers blooming from the head, and their roots are rooted within the brain. It almost looks like a tree bearing fruit, almost, within the brain. So, very much the sense that whatever happiness you're feeling is not because it was handed to you by the universe, but because you, in every moment, have chosen to stay optimistic, chosen to be happy, chosen to find the silver lining within the situation. Even if, for example, perhaps you got a flat tire when you were heading home from work one day. And instead of focusing on the, you getting the flat tire and you're already tired from a long day of work, and now you have to deal with this, you choose to focus on the fact that maybe you had a flat tire, but you were right next to an oil change or tire change place that was able to help you fix the issue almost immediately. Or someone stopped by off the road to help assist you in changing the flat tire or something like that. So despite the circumstance perhaps not being ideal, you got the help you needed, or the situation solved itself quickly. And I feel like it does remind me of what a comedian said about what it means to him to be optimistic. The fact that it's not that you think that everything's going to turn out, rainbows and sunshine. It's just that in every given moment, you make the choice to see the bright side or the positive perspective or the lesson in the situation that you were presented with. Whereas, in a lot of cases, some people may take the other route, thinking, why does this always happen to me? Or bad things always happen to me. You don't go that route. You go the route of, yeah, crappy things happen, but I learned from them, and it's made me a better person, made me the person I am today. So that's the sense I'm getting from this happiness card. The energy that you're sitting in, the happiness is happiness that you've cultivated for yourself. You've put in the work to cultivate this inner happiness that is not contingent upon external factors to make you happy. The happiness is you. You are the happiness. And for the energies of what you're manifesting into your life, being hopeful, I love that it's a jar of, looks like fireflies, or, maybe even stars in a jar. Having a container full of that hopeful feeling, that faith, that just gratefulness to life. And what I feel like this is saying that you're manifesting is, because you've put in the work to do, or to be more purposeful about how you perceive experiences in your life, and to find the higher vibration, the positivity in that, what that's drawing to you, or it's almost as if the fireflies are willingly coming into this jar, like it is coalescing into your life breakthroughs or opportunities that are going to reinforce this, the rewards of being happy, being inwardly happy. Like, your inner world often dictates your outer world. So your inner perspective draws to you the things that will validate that in the external world. Your eyes are drawn to the things that you think about. So if you're always thinking about, you know, white cars, or you're thinking about buying a white car, and all of a sudden all you see on the streets are the white cars, it's because your mind, when it focuses on an object, a person, a topic, it tends to magnetize or draw you or them or those things to you because you're focused on them. I hope that makes sense. These are, you know, very, not very common, but I think very widely understood concepts about manifestation and, oops, sorry for shaking the camera. Manifestation and, you know, what it means to pretty much control your perspective, and the way you feel about yourself or the world is what you will see within yourself and within the world. Okay. And then for the seashore, I do get the same feeling as if you are the cat waiting, and you see these dolphins approaching, and it's 3 of them, and it does make me think of the 3 of Pentacles. Is it 3 of Pentacles? No, I'm sorry. The 3 of Wands, where that traditional Rider-Waite card is of a person standing there, sometimes with a globe in their hand, and 3 wands on a seashore waiting for the ships to come in. So it's that sense of anticipation of that feeling that you know that something good is about to happen, or what you've been waiting for is finally going to be arriving. And I think with these waves and the dolphins fast approaching the shore where the cat is at or where you're at, it tells me that this is coming soon, like very quickly. And I'm thinking or sensing like the 8 of Wands energy, like that kind of speed. And it's also the number 18, which, you know, boils down to the number 9, which is also close to the completion of a cycle. So that's the feeling I'm getting, like a culmination of something, or the accumulation of something that's manifesting, that you've been trying to manifest. It has happened little by little with your work, but like the jar is already half full, like, and all these fireflies or sparkles or stars or whatever it is, you know, they're all coming into the jar, is the feeling I'm getting, to fill it up. So I do want to read from the book about the seashore in the Alchemy of the Spirits, number 18. Let me see. It says, moment of revelations. It might not unfold as you plan, but it will bring you the growth you need. Release control. Observe life away from the drama and pay attention to the questions that arise in tranquility. Perhaps you have been too rigid? Is it possible that if you release control, things will work out for the better? What happens if you let go? What happens if, for once, you don't have the answer or a master plan for everything? Maybe this is a time for finding the right questions instead of the right answer. If you've been staring at a problem for too long and can't find the solution, you might need to step away from it for a while and look at the bigger picture. Staring at the same scenario can block your capacity for resolution. Try removing yourself completely from a situation for a little while. When you come back with a fresh mind, you'll realize the answer was always right in front of you. If you've been going through a period of turmoil, be assured that the waves won't always be that big, the sea of your soul won't always be agitated, and the heart will find the home it seeks. When the card is in balance, it's about accepting the outcome, experiencing a moment of revelation, feeling enlightened, finding a solution, and finding a new perspective. When it's out of balance, it's about feeling desperate, feeling agitated, experiencing turmoil, concealing knowledge, and feeling blocked. And with this happiness card and the flowers blooming, and then also, you know, these balls of light coming together, I do also feel like the feeling enlightened, like a awakening, or maybe you've recently gone through a spiritual awakening or spiritual enlightenment. Something has changed your perspective and the way you choose to view your life. And, you know, this card mentioned about releasing control. And I think this hopeful card, and the way I had described it as not that the fireflies are escaping this jar, but that they are coming in, really requires a sense of hope or faith in the universe to bring to you what you've been visualizing for yourself, what you've been trying to manifest. And because you've released the control of what you think the path should be, the how and the when, because you've released that control to the universe and to spirit to figure out for you in divine right timing, that is bringing it to you faster. And like I said, maybe not in the way that you had planned, but because you allowed for more options or ways for spirit to bring this to you, this is why this wish, almost like a wish jar, is manifesting. This wish that you've been hoping for is manifesting, because you're giving it more paths to you by releasing a detailed plan that maybe you had for it from the beginning. So I do want to pull more cards to get additional clarity about the manifestation that's coming to your life very soon. So I'm just going to use a Rider-Waite tarot deck. Let me shuffle it a few times. Spirit, please help me tap into Pile 2's energy. Allow me to be a clear channel to provide healing messages for their highest good and to help them align to their highest timeline. Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to split the deck, and then we can start drawing cards. Okay, Spirit, please tell me more information about what they're manifesting, what Pile 2 is manifesting into their life. What is Pile 2 manifesting into their life? I don't know if this wants to be upright or upside down. Let's see. Okay, upright. So we have Temperance, number 14, upright. What is Pile 2 manifesting into their life, Spirit? What is Pile 2 manifesting into their life? Oh, too many. I'll take the top card though. It is the Knight of Pentacles. These want to come out. Let's see what they were. 7 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, Strength, reversed. Okay. They're meant to come out again. They will. Please provide more details about what Pile 2 is manifesting into their life. We have 6 of Pentacles in reverse. What is Pile 2 manifesting into their life? I don't know if it wants to come out. Yeah, it does. What is Pile 2 manifesting into their life? Queen of Pentacles and then 7 of Swords. I do want to... Bottom of the deck is King of Swords. So again, with the clarity, just cutting through the BS. It's a feeling I'm getting from that. Let me pull a card to clarify the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, that was quick. What is this? 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay. With these 6 of Pentacles and then the 6 of Swords, both 6s in reverse. And then with the Temperance, I'm getting a feeling that, like, what you're manifesting into your life is removing the stagnation to make these cards upright. Removing the blocks, again with the hope and the prosperity, like removing the blocks so that these cards can be upright again. So in reverse, it says selfishness, jealousy, envy, bad debts. But I feel like it's more of an energy of maybe where, as typically upright with Six of Pentacles, it's about reciprocity, essentially a sense of balancing between people. With it upside down, it's feeling like things were out of balance. That's why, like with Temperance showing up in the beginning for this, I feel like what's manifesting is you, instead of giving too much, being in situations where maybe you lack the control, you lack the boundaries, you gave more than you received, that is leaving your life. And you're balancing it out so that you can start being in, or living a life where it is people that be with people that will not take advantage of you or take more than they are giving. And with the Six of Swords, it even says here stagnation. I do feel like it is confirming that we're removing the block or the stagnation causing this imbalance in your life, in your relationships. And that's what's manifesting. It's a little maybe topsy-turvy in the way it came out, but I think the Temperance here in the beginning was to help clarify this central energy, is that you're bringing this balance into your life. Actually, I forgot to check. Oh, it's the King of Swords again. And it does feel like this is about inner clarity. This is a lot of inner work. So what you're manifesting is more about manifesting an internal change, internal clarity, an internal revelation into your life that will then transform the way you interact with the world or with those around you, which will change your life. So this is life-changing energies that are coming into your life to balance out what you're giving and receiving to the universe and to others or to people. And same thing with this Seven of Swords. This gives a similar vibe of like you're trying to move away or sneak away or run away from something or someone that just wasn't balanced or good for you. It's like this person's sneaking away in the middle of the night. Maybe this is about a relationship or some sort of situation that you found yourself in that had this energy of just toxicity or deceptiveness. And I'm not getting that feeling from you, but from maybe that situation itself or that person, and moving away from that or walking out or moving away from that turbulent energy and into calmer waters. Whereas maybe perhaps prior to this self-realization that you recently had, you felt stuck. You felt stuck in that you couldn't find a way out. And I do love that flanking both, the central energy are both pentacles, suits of the pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. Which again brings me to the idea of having that balance and stability within your life that perhaps was missing, prior to this revelation. And you're drawing that into your life very soon. If it's not already, if you haven't already seen, synchronicities or opportunities that have started entering your life that are maybe bringing you more stability, like a job in at a company or in a career that you're more interested in, or just opportunities to stabilize your life. Like, you know, maybe a friend is reaching out to you to see if you're interested in being their roommate, and you were wondering, you know, if you're going to be able to find some place where you'd be able to afford rent. So those type of things, like just opportunities coming out of nowhere, almost like just appearing out of thin air is the feeling I'm getting. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking. Yeah, see, unexpected sources of income. And the Queen of Pentacles, you know, the Queen is representative of the divine feminine energy, which is very creative, and it's not through, you know, being like feeling like you need to force things to happen. It's opening yourself up to allow those things to come in is the feeling that I think Spirit is trying to point you toward, is that this manifestation, these opportunities of abundance, you don't need to force these things to happen. And if it is something that's being forced, then, you know, that actually may slow down these abundant opportunities from coming into your life. These things are the things that are going to help stabilize your life are almost going to fall into your lap. It's not like you're not going to do anything, but you'll get those nudges from your intuition or from Spirit telling you, oh, hey, I should go hang out with this friend that I haven't seen in a few months. So doing things that you don't normally do. And when you get those nudges, you know, saying yes to those opportunities, so that this opens up new pathways for you to manifest into your life the specific things that you're looking for. And it should feel like a free-flowing, very easy, like for it to just kind of drop into your lap. Okay, I hope that made sense. And let me see. So I'm gonna pull from one final deck. We're gonna look at the Moon Witch Oracle to get some final guidance from Spirit on your next manifestation. So I'm going to shuffle this a few times as well. Let me shuffle it off camera so it doesn't mess up the cards. Okay, let's put the deck. All right, Spirit, what final guidance do you have to help how to bring their manifestation into their life? What final guidance do you have how to help them bring their manifestation into their life faster? That's interesting that I know came in reverse. Let's put it upright. Okay. Let's see. I want to pull one more. What guidance do you have for how to for the manifestation? What guidance do you have? This is Witchy Medicine, Connect to Earth. Okay. For the No card, I don't think it's Spirit. The feeling I'm getting from the No card is not the Spirit is saying, no, this is not going to happen. I think this is actually trying to tell you to say no more often. Maybe you were someone that said yes to everything, even though maybe you never had that much capacity, but you felt like you needed to say yes, despite not wanting to do that thing, like maybe, I don't know, going to a work function on a Friday, even though you had not slept the night before, you only went to bed at like 3 a.m. and you didn't have the energy to go to this work function with your colleagues, but you felt like you couldn't say no, so you said yes, even though your gut was telling you to say no. So this is more about, I think the advice from Spirit for this is to say no more often. And the sleep on it is making me think of like, don't rush into the decisions either. You can say, let me think about it. And I am getting like a message about, maybe for some of you, you identify as a people pleaser. And this is giving me the sense of the need to create firm boundaries in your life, and that includes saying no to people, and in order to create this balance that was lacking from that Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Swords in reverse, and along with the Temperance card again, you know, holding this word of restraint and just finding harmony in your life. And harmony requires both the yes and the no, not just always yes. So that's the feeling I'm getting from this no card, is be selective with your yes. And there, you know, give yourself the time to think about it instead of saying yes right away. And it's okay to say no. And then with Witchy Medicine, it says connect to earth. And again, with the flowers and the stars, I mean, I guess it's, you know, this deck, it does, like, both of these cards have flowers and stars in it, but I feel like it connects very well with the happiness and the hopeful card. And then with the pentacles showing up 3 times in your tarot cards, it's just making me think of connecting to earth and grounding yourself in the earth energy, slowing down, being more intentional, you know, giving your, you know, self-care to yourself. And prioritizing yourself so that you can recharge your batteries before even thinking about giving to others, even though they may be asking you for help. Do you have the capacity? Do you have the energy to give them the support that they're asking for? And it's okay to say no if you don't. I actually kind of want to pull one more card with this deck for you. Okay, what other guidance do you have about to? I feel like this card wants to come out. Okay. This one is, it says last quarter, what is holding you back? This does, again, kind of confirm or validate this Temperance card, like the card of balance. And then the Six of Pentacles as well. And I think in this case, you have already been doing this reflection about what's holding you back. I feel like this should go in the middle. Just doing this self-evaluation and internal reflection about what are the things holding you back? What are the things that give you the love and support and energy that you need, that revitalize you instead of draining you? Doing those reflections in your life are very important in order to manifest these great things, these opportunities for abundance and stability that you've been looking for. All right, so those are all the messages I'm receiving currently. I hope you found clarity, validation that you needed. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you have any feedback. questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave comments on the video. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. I'll see you later. Bye. Hello, welcome to Pile 3. If you chose this penguin holding a cat umbrella, you have found the right place. Welcome to Pile 3. So I did pre-pull some oracle cards. So these first two cards, this one I pulled to represent the current energy that you're sitting in right now as a sort of energy check for you. So you got the Shadow Self card. Second card, I wanted to pull it to represent what you're manifesting into your life, and you got Spiritual Bath. And then this card also was pulled to see what you're manifesting into your life, the energies and like the overall theme, and you received the Crown. So for the Shadow Self, to define your current energies, it's a little cat seeing in the mirror, seeing themselves in the mirror as a lion. And the feeling I'm getting from this card is that you've been perhaps in a dark night of the soul, and you've really been facing your shadow self and maybe the dark parts of yourself that typically people want to kind of suppress or shove under the rug, because those are difficult things to deal with, like feelings of unworthiness or feeling like you're not good enough. Those are some common, examples of the shadow parts of oneself, things that maybe stem from your childhood or inner wounds from your childhood, that or generational patterns or wounds that were unhealthy and never healed. This card is telling me that you are doing that shadow work. You are facing your shadow head on, even though it was intimidating, overwhelming, scary. This lion that is like 5 times the size of this little kitten, which represents you. Like, you face that monster in the closet, or you're facing that monster in the closet, and you are, not that you're not scared, but you're doing it despite being scared, maybe. So, I mean, I really want to say I'm very proud of you, because not many people are willing to do this kind of work. And it's not easy. And I guess I can say from personal experience that I have been trying to do shadow work and facing those parts of me that sometimes I felt like were better hidden away because I didn't even want to deal with it. But doing that work has given me a sense of peace and compassion for myself. And I'm hoping that you've also reached a place where you are feeling those same emotions of, self-compassion, self-love, self-forgiveness. And especially with the spiritual bath being what you're manifesting into your life, and this stream of water coming from this giant head with its skull open, but it's making me think of spirit or the higher self, your higher self, the knowledge from that trickling into you here, and sitting down here maybe in meditation. So maybe you've been meditating, sitting in silence in the dark, or kind of in hermit mode, is the feeling I'm getting, in order to do all that difficult work. And it's paying off, is the feeling I'm getting from this card. Same thing with the crown. It's like, the phrase that's coming to mind is like crowning achievement. And also this being like the crown or the crown chakra aligns with this flow of knowledge or inner enlightenment coming in through the crown chakra. So opening yourself up to spirit, to your spirit team, to angels, and that being the reward for having done the healing and the shadow work on yourself. So I do want to read from the book for the crown. The crown is number 52, in case that may be significant for you. And it reduces down to the number 7, which is a number about, spirituality and connecting spiritually. So 52, let's see what the book says. Make sure you can see it. Okay. Yes, so the crown, sign of success and achievement. Make sure your intentions and expectations align with the goodness of your heart. The golden crown presents to you as a sign of success coming your way, and you deserve it. But be ready to receive it. You need to find what success means to you. But to be ready to receive it, you need to find what success means to you. Success can be different things for each person, and sometimes you can get lost trying to achieve too many things without ever feeling fulfilled. And you can end up in a rat race of hoarding things or achieving titles without knowing where you're going in the first place. Or you can end up trying to please everyone but you. And no matter how much you climb, it may never be enough, and you can spend your entire life chasing something you already had. To receive the blessings that are coming and that you deserve, make sure you ask for what you need in alignment with your heart and not based on the expectations that society imposes on you. In balance, this card is about succeeding, acting with authority, feeling powerful, achieving your dreams. Out of balance, it's about feeling empty and unfulfilled, feeling unsuccessful, feeling unworthy. And that feeling unsuccessful and feeling unworthy, and then talking about never feeling fulfilled, even though maybe in the material world you were considered successful, but you didn't feel that success within you, because it was always a moving goalpost of, I reached this goal of, making 6 figures in a year. Then it's always about, what's the next goal? What's the next goal after that? So when you're in that mindset, which is really a lot of times what society tells you or defines as success, is making money, having a career with a nice sounding title, or having a big house, and maybe you did receive all those things and yet you still felt empty. And that could have been what pushed you into this dark night of the soul and leading you to doing that shadow work. So I think you've already realized that outer material acquisition and collecting of things was not making you happy, and for you realize what success and fulfillment, or maybe in this upcoming phase, or what you're manifesting, is your inner understanding of what it means to be successful, what it means to feel fulfilled. And I kind of feel like you're already manifesting, like this is already a process that's happening for you. Like you're already in this energy of the spiritual bath. Yeah, because this shadow self feels like something that you've already accomplished. Not that it's ever a definitive like endpoint and you're now a perfect person. It's more like a continuous self-review. But the things that were holding you back at this point in your life, I feel like you've done the shadow work. And because of that, you're now moving into a more spiritually awakened, heart-centered period in your life. And that's bringing you this manifestation of spiritual enlightenment and a better connection with your intuition and with spirit, because it's opening up your crown chakra. Okay, so I want to pull more cards to get clarity. If this sounds like the energy you're in, then, you know, please feel free to stay and listen to the rest of the reading. If not, you can check out the other piles to see if those maybe resonate with you more. But let me go ahead and shuffle this first. Okay. Yeah, see, with the Four of Swords and the Devil, definitely a period of self-reflection and releasing those inner demons. Okay, Spirit, please help me connect with Pile 3's energy. Allow me to clear channel to provide healing messages. For their highest good and to help them align with their highest timeline. Thank you, Spirit. All right, let's split the deck. Okay, Spirit, please give us more information about what Pile 3 is manifesting into their life. What additional information and clarity can you provide us about what Pile 3 is manifesting into their life? Oh. Okay. I feel like I should take the one underneath these two. I'm going to do that. So we have Page of Swords in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. What is Pile 2 manifesting? Oh, sorry, Pile 3 manifesting into their life. And then Two of Pentacles in reverse. What is Pile 3 manifesting into their life? Too many cards. Take the top card. What's underneath that? Okay. What is Pile 3 manifesting into their life? Whoa. I'll take the top card again. These cards are a little sticky. That's why I'm not taking the cards underneath. Bottom of the deck is Two of Swords. I do want to get clarifiers, actually. Can you please clarify? Let me make sure this all fits. I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit of room. Let me clarify. Page of Swords in reverse, please, Spirit. I feel like I should pull this card. Three of Cups in reverse. Please clarify the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Whoa. I fall on the floor. Where's my... Okay, Eight of Cups. And then I want to clarify the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, that's interesting. Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Cups upright. Bottom of the deck, the World. And previously it was the Two of Swords. So a lot of twos. Maybe 222 is important to you or significant for you. Make sure everything's in frame. Okay. So with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, actually with these three cards, hold on. Pull the original three. This may not completely correspond with the cards, but the feeling I'm getting from Spirit with these cards being in reverse, it was a feeling of like opulence, or living a life of excess. Being too focused on the material gains. So what you're manifesting is moving away from this energy of being focused solely on material gain and moving into a period of balance and personal fulfillment in your life. And I know that's not exactly what these cards mean, but that's the feeling I'm getting from this. Especially with this Three of Cups that came with the Page of Swords. And the pages are like a young, immature energy, and especially with it being in reverse, even more so, like just recklessness and impulsiveness in your reactions to the world. And this in reverse, in upright positions, like, you know, celebrating with friends, friendship, festivities, merriment. But with it in reverse, it says here excesses. So that's why it gave me the feeling of too indulgent in the vices. For example, like vaping, smoking, drinking. Maybe that was something that you had done in the recent past, and now you're working on moving away from those addictions, away from those excesses in your life. And with the Eight of Cups, you know, leaving the emotional baggages behind, leaving the past behind, and walking away. And this being is saying that, you know, obviously the end of the stage of this cycle. Same thing with the world. Again, with the Six of Pentacles was in the previous reading. But the world, you know, also being the end of a cycle. And whereas this, you know, this is sort of like a bittersweet feeling, because you did previously have 8 cups. But those cups weren't fulfilling you anymore. And now you're walking away to the Two of Cups. The 2 remaining cups to bring you to completion. So you can have the 10 cups, so to speak. And this could also be referring to, like I said earlier, with making more decisions that are heart-centered instead of purely from logic and about the 3D material world. Allowing your intuition, your heart to guide you in your decisions. And that's going to attract into your life more emotionally fulfilling, spiritually fulfilling relationships. That could be even a love connection, if that's something that's on your mind. Or just friendships, relationships in general. Drawing that's what you're manifesting, is as you're letting go of the excess of the material attachments, you're making space for this Two of Cups energy, this harmony to enter your life. And I love that for the energies on this side, which I see is more future oriented, is 2 major arcana. And at the bottom of the deck also being major arcana is like moving from this small energy into this bigger energy, this more robust energy of the Chariot being about victory, movement forward, you know, maybe even traveling, like going to see people or see things or see places that you've never seen or experienced before. And this, I remember it came out with also, I don't remember the second card, but there was also the Magician that came out with this. I only kept the top card. But it really is, you're manifesting quickly, unexpected good news, just a lot of good things are coming your way. Especially also with the Sun, same thing, you know, fortune, success, confidence. But this is, you know, this child here has nothing on them, literally. And they're riding a horse and they're out in nature. So it's not like the Sun is surrounded by gold coins, material goods. Like, this is someone that is free-spirited, and because they're free-spirited, because they're heart-focused, you know, they're allowing the light from within them to shine through. And this is the feeling I'm getting, that you're manifesting into your life by releasing these old patterns, these old energies. I'm really excited for you. Spirit is clearly saying you've done the hard work and that you're being rewarded for it. And doing the difficult thing of letting go of the identity that you had previously in that old chapter in your life, and being willing to go through the chaos, the tower moment of letting that go, is now ushering in a new period in your life, a new person, a new you that is connected to your higher self. So I do want to pull a couple of final cards from this Moon Witch Oracle. Let me shuffle this off camera so it doesn't mess up the cards. Okay, split the deck. All right, Spirit, what final guidance do you have for pile 3? Okay, that was quick. For the manifestation, you got the Vision card. It says, get clear on what you want. Okay, what final guidance do you have for pile 3? For the manifestation. Final guidance I have for pile 3, so the manifestation can come in quicker. Okay. And we received True North. Stay true to yourself. That's interesting. I love that the eyes on this, your higher self, are closed, but like this is like almost like an awakening, with the eye just suddenly just opened wide and clear. So it does make me feel like, get clear on what you want. You've already been doing that. It's just like right now your eyes are, or your higher self's eyes are closed, because you guys are still working on bringing this into, from the 5D into the 3D. But the next step is just to open the eyes. So it feels like it's right around the corner, if not already happening as we speak, or as I'm doing this reading and you're watching it at whatever time. And to help speed it along, or help it speed up, if you want to come in even faster, is you can do visualization exercises. If you haven't already done that, you can do scripting in a journal about how you'll feel when what specific things you're trying to manifest come into your life, what you want your future self to feel in that new world that you're building for yourself. So let's say you are trying to manifest a new job in a company where you're surrounded by colleagues that you work well with. How would that feel? You know, would you guys be laughing every day, making jokes with each other, you know, things like that. So just being very specific and focusing on that, so that you put energy into your visualization, into those feelings that you're going to feel when that thing comes into your life. And that will just kind of speed it up for you. And then for True North, stay true to yourself. And this star on this crown almost looking like a compass. Again, I feel like this is already something that you've been working on, is creating a life where you are true to yourself, and true to what your higher self wants, and therefore what you really want for yourself deep down, and kind of working through the shadows and the muck in order to reveal that true north, that true self that's hidden underneath. And I feel like that's already emerging for you. So keep going. It just feels like you're very close, and if not already there, in this manifestation. So just hang tight, and it's coming to you. So I hope you received the validation, the clarity that you needed from this reading today. If you have any suggestions, questions, comments, please feel free to leave a comment on this video. And if you did, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later.